So I finally got the Parrot Pro. I'm extremely disappointed. This is not going to be a good video. Let's dive in. Okay, so some quick background. I was an early supporter on Kickstarter. I think I was like number 283 backer or something like that. I was pretty fairly up on the list, or early on the list, to get my product. And I bought this product because at the time it was pretty cool. I mean, the original Parrot was pretty nice because it was compact and it folded up and all that good stuff. Although it didn't work out for me, and I've already done a review on the original Parrot, my main gripe with that was you couldn't use anything wider than 35 millimeters. So they improved on it with the Parrot Pro. You could go a little wider, and that was appealing to me. Now, to be fair and full disclosure, I also watched Gerald Undon's video on it, and that also kind of convinced me to, hey, you know, for $100, why not back them? They're a tried and true company. They've already released products. Wouldn't be a bad deal, and they were promising it pretty fairly quickly. So at the time, again, it looked pretty good. So I went ahead and backed them. Bought the basic model, the basic package, at $99, and it's been a nightmare. It's been delayed. It was almost delayed for a year. I literally got this like 3 days ago in the mail. And I think I backed them last summer. I don't know, it was June or maybe even earlier than that. Maybe May or something like that. I don't remember. It's been like, this is a baby. It's been cooking in the oven for like 9 months plus. And finally got it. Okay, let's start off with the general unboxing. And I think that the Padcaster does this very well. Company actually did a good job of organizing the product. I wanted to, unfortunately, tell you why the whole ordeal was terrible from start to finish. And now that I have the product in my hands, I'm extremely disappointed. And then I want to compare it to a teleprompter I already have and own. I've had for 2 years now. It's way older than the Parrot model. And that's better than this current model. So hang tight. So I have the product right now in my hands, and my initial impressions when I first got it was very similar to the original Padcaster, the original Parrot. The texture is similar, feels very similar. I was surprised when I first got the product. There's this little screws here that loosen up the part that comes out, which is still very stiff, right? This is all on a hinge. It's very plasticky. Just place your phone in there, and literally this little notch holds your phone into place, which, by the way, your phone actually rubs up on the screen the entire time. And I have a regular iPhone 14 Pro, not the larger one, just a regular iPhone 14 Pro. And it really feels like I'm going to snap this little plastic piece right here. Unscrew this little latch here, which it's not very smooth. And this little thing extends out. Yeah, I don't really like this mechanism at all. It just doesn't feel sturdy. Doesn't feel like it's going to last very long. The glass has had a lot of problems. There's been people that have complained that their glass arrived cracked, damaged, or it's extremely hazy. So I know how to use a teleprompter. I know that you're going to be at a distance when you are looking at a teleprompter. I know that. And I know that from a distance, the haze effect for the text will be a little less noticeable, almost unnoticeable at a distance. I'm going to show you guys a side-by-side test between the Padcaster Parrot Pro versus the one that I've always had, the Desview T3. Okay, here's the Desview T3. And to be honest, to be frank, it's really hard to actually get on camera an example of the hazing or the ghosting on either teleprompter. Now, I think that the hazing and the ghosting is being blown way out of proportion. I'm sure there were certain units that did have it worse than others, but generally speaking,
Although the Desview has less hazing or ghosting, it's not much less than the Parrot. They're both excellent, and at a distance, you really can't tell the difference and it's not hard to read them at all. My personal experience with the Parrot is it's just not worth the money that I paid for it. I think it's way overpriced. This is coming from me, not as a YouTuber or an influencer, but as a Kickstarter backer, as a customer.
I mean, this should not be $100, but I didn't even pay $100. I paid way more than $100 when everything was said and done. First off, the page describing the product and the different packages and all that was confusing. In the same page, you'll find text that'll say that this is your price and you're locked in on this price. Package A is $100 or whatever. Package B is $150 and so forth. So right away it was very confusing. Not just myself, but everyone basically expected that the price that you paid is the price that you pay, and that includes shipping and everything, and the product will get to you. So you pay the price and then you wait. At the very end, it talks about that shipping's not included. It's like, okay. And you'll be contacted when your product's ready to ship to pay for shipping. At the time, I thought that was strange. I know companies do it, and I'll tell you why companies do it. But this company was claiming, well, we want to get you the best shipping rates, because shipping rates kind of fluctuate with the market, and we just want to make sure we get you the best price. If you're going to ship a product out in 2, 3, 4 months, shipping's not going to be that crazy. It's not going to be that big of a difference. But if you have no intentions of shipping it out anytime soon, or maybe intentions is a bad word, maybe you're already seeing things in your supply chain that's giving you indication that it's probably not going to ship out anytime soon, and you are looking at a possible 9-month to 1-year delay, then yeah, the shipping prices are probably not going to be the same, and you don't want to lock in those shipping prices because then you're going to have to eat the difference if it does go up. That's the only logical thing I could think of by not just charging shipping up front. Regardless, whatever. Scroll down to the bottom. Oh, okay. They did mention that shipping's going to be charged at a later time. Whatever. I looked at USPS, priority mail. Shipping is probably going to be around $20, something like that. Maybe less. They're shipping out a lot of these. They probably have a deal with whoever they're going to use. Should be $20 or less. 9 months later, I'm like, where's my product? I'm seeing all these updates throughout the year. There's all these delays. It's always like, oh, hey, we have the product. It's here. We don't know when we're going to ship it yet. Oh, another delay. We inspected the products. The mirrors are broken. Oh, another delay. This is going on. This is going on. This is going on. Supply chain manufacturing is complicated. You are going to have problems. I get it, but they never owned it. This is what it is. We're experiencing some big delays. You know what I mean? It was always like, here's another update. We're at the factory staring at, a couple of prototypes, or the glass just came in and we're like, hey, you're 6 months late. Like, when are we going to get the product, right? That was frustrating. And then we hear there's a big issue. Some of the product is broken and needs to be re-inspected, and now they're re-inspecting everything. There's another big delay, and we're like, what's going on? Another big delay. Who are you guys working with? This is kind of unprofessional at this point. And then the craziest thing happens. Somebody starts seeing that this product is being offered by Amazon now and B&H and other retailers. They got their hands on it, and they're selling it cheaper than what the backers paid for. So that's kind of weird, right? The company addresses it, or the CEO addresses it, or whoever, the owner addresses it and says, well, those are the older models with the bad glass, and we've recently updated the glass, and the glass that we're going to be shipping you is better. And then people are like, wait a minute, you're selling a defective product or a lesser product? Like, this is just not sounding right. Everybody starts jumping on Gerald Undone, which I don't blame him, right? I mean, you accept something, you market a product that was given to you, you don't know what's going to happen 9-10 months later, right? And to all fairness, like, he reviewed it fine. Like, he was honest in his review, and he has nothing to do with the company. He was sent a product, he endorsed the original Parrot, now he's endorsing this one. He liked it for what it is, at that price point, at that time. But when you fast forward, it's almost been a year. This is obsolete. The Elgato came out, or whatever the other one that's really fancy that has its own built-in screen and you hook it up and you can use it as another monitor and all this other stuff. That thing came out. It took over the market. Yeah, it's more expensive. So anyways, in February, I'm like, where's my product? I still haven't got it. Well, there's a survey and you forgot to fill it out. We're finally giving it to you. Here comes an email. You owe $30 for shipping. What? $130 for this thing? Okay, $30 for shipping. At this point, I don't even want it anymore. My options are to call my credit card company and reverse the charges and fight it, dispute it. You can't return it. Kickstarter doesn't care. There's all these complaints about this particular product and they're not doing anything. Or just finally get what I paid for and see if it was any good. My older teleprompter is of higher quality. At the time on Amazon, I think it was on sale for $85, something like that. It sells for $100. I think right now it's on sale for $70. Here's my Desview versus the Parrot. Yes, the Desview is beat up. I've had it for a long time. It's a lot larger. So this can take a tablet, which is fine. I wanted the Parrot because I was like, hey, great, this is smaller. I can take it, right? I can take it with me places. I can use it for quick things where I don't want to lug a full-sized teleprompter. And the way that this thing's built, it also has plastic, but it's thick plastic. It's just a much more sturdier design. When it's on my camera, I don't have a problem with it at all. I can see everything. When I'm using a tablet, it's beautiful. I think this thing's worth $70, maybe 80 with free shipping. 130? No. It's just not worth 130. And I'm not even trying to badmouth the company. Honestly, I'm just frustrated by the whole process. If anything, I'm never going to do Kickstarter again. I did Kickstarter 3 times in the last 8 years. This is one of them. The other 2 times, flawless. Actually, those other 2 products were way more complicated than a plastic teleprompter. One of them was a USB hub, USB-C hub, for when the MacBook Pros first started including USB-C ports, and if you wanted a hub, they hadn't made one yet. There's a lot of Kickstarters that were making, I still have that, and it still works flawlessly, no problems. That's an electronic, and even if the company's known or they released the product before, it doesn't guarantee that their manufacturing process is robust enough to figure these things out and communicate it effectively with the early backers or backers to maintain that professional customer service relationship. And I think there was a lot of bad miscommunication. And at the end of the day, I got a product that I should have gotten a year ago. Probably would have been okay a year ago, maybe. I don't know. I may or may not keep it. We'll see. I may keep it until it breaks. That's it for me, guys. I hope you found this video informative. I will catch you on the next one. Take care, everybody.